Hello class, my name is Monty Gaston. Let's dive right in. AU Hospital is being sued because Jennifer believes that they have impermissibly used and disclosed protected health information. From my personal opinion and understanding, AU Hospital failed to give Jennifer notice that they have released her protected health information after they received a subpoena. While a subpoena is a scary document, I believe that it is in the hospital's best interest to do what is right. From an ethical standpoint, to me, a subpoena simply commands an individual to appear in court, not fork over any information that can stand as a potential gain for the defendant while hindering the plaintiff's case. The protected health information needs to be processed by both legal parties involved in the legal suit. The subpoena does not justify relevance of the information rendered. However, if it were a subpoena with the court order to relinquish this information, then AU's relinquishment would have proved relevant, and in this case, it isn't. In light of understanding a subpoena, I believe that the hospital developed their own privacy rule, one of which Jennifer had to adhere to while under their care. Most of the time, patients have to sign consent forms that would authorize the healthcare facility to do as they deem necessary with the patient's information. From the provided information, there doesn't seem to be any document of consent allowing the hospital to do so. After conducting research, I have found that most hospitals operate under a health plan. According to Patricia Arzugua, a health plan is like a practical guideline of how a health facility may proceed upon receiving a request to disclose an individual's health information for judicial and administrative proceedings, or for other legal services on behalf of the health plan. However, under the given circumstances, I do believe that Jennifer understands the basis of this agreement. She was under AU's care. They have a right to do what they need to do from a judicial and administrative stance. However, the hospital failed to send notice to the plaintiff, nor did they secure a qualified protective order. With that, the hospital lacks substantial evidence that would generally give them permission to use or disclose the protected health information. Careful consideration must be given as to what sort of information may be reliably and publicly disclosed, especially when it pertains to someone's health. According to Melissa Goldstein, health information exchange is essential to improving quality of care, reducing medical errors and health disparities, and advancing the delivery of patient-centered medical care. With that, I believe it is imperative that we all have clarity on what the case is really about. AU provided patient information under unknown grounds without clarification as to why they did it and without notifying the patient that they have done so. Our defendant argues that AU has not violated any rules, but I beg to differ. Upon procurement of the subpoena, AU should have notified Jennifer of the potential future court crisis because it may require her health information as evidence. From an ethical viewpoint, it just would have been the right thing to do. No one wants to be blindsided by issues. Without notifying Jennifer, the court would have to ignore the health information because both legal representatives have to be fully aware of any and all evidence used for deliberation. Because AU failed to give Jennifer notice of her information being used, the case should be in her favor. With that, the defendant failed to honor all facets of the claim because of lack of notification. I'm not saying that AU shouldn't and couldn't release Jennifer's health information. I simply believe that she should have been notified of their actions in an attempt to honor a fair trial. I believe the respect for the patient was lost and the confidentiality of the hospital was challenged because, according to Patricia Azugwa, the HIPAA privacy rules require a health plan to obtain an individual's prior authorization before using or disclosing protected health information for any purpose other than those listed in the rules. The rules, however, provide for several exceptions to this prior authorization requirement, including where required by law, or in the course of a judicial or administrative proceeding, or in the course of performing treatment, payment, and healthcare operations. Lastly, in an attempt to shatter the defendant's case, Patricia Zugwa also made it known that a health plan may disclose protected health information in response to a subpoena discovery request or other lawful processes that is not accompanied by a court order if certain requirements are met. Specifically, the health plan first must obtain satisfactory assurance from the party seeking the information and that reasonable efforts have been made by such party. The requirements that AU failed to adhere to are as follows. They failed to ensure that the individual who is the subject of the protected health information has been given notice of the request and to secure a qualified protective order. Given the stress and the embarrassment of the matter caused to the plaintiff and the lack of complete and substantial evidence provided by AU Hospital, I strongly suggest the court rule in the plaintiff's favor and find the defendant guilty because they did not honor the two requirements stipulated by law. Thank you.